Automatic cars don't fail by chance. They're destroyed by silly habits drivers repeat every day. In over 10 years in repair shops, I've watched the same mistakes kill transmissions early. One of the worst happens at red lights, and almost everyone thinks it saves fuel. By the end, you'll know the habits that spark $3,000 repairs, cut gearbox life short, and put safety at risk. Let's get into it. Mistake number 23. Running on fumes. Driving around with your gas light glowing isn't pushing it. It's gambling with your wallet. Your fuel pump lives inside the tank, and it depends on gasoline for cooling and lubrication. Run too low, and that pump runs hot, burns out, and leaves you stranded on the shoulder. That repair? Expect $600 to $1,200, sometimes more on newer cars. And here's the kicker. Every time you scrape the bottom of the tank, you stir up years of dirt and sediment. That grit clogs filters, weakens injectors, and slowly strangles performance until your car feels tired and sluggish. The fix couldn't be easier. Don't let your tank dip below a quarter. Top off before the light comes on. If you're the type who brags about running on E, understand you're shaving years off your pump and risking bigger failures down the line. Protect your pump, protect your engine, and protect your bank account. Let's look at another silent killer. Skipping those software updates your transmission depends on. Mistake number 22. Ignoring software updates. Your car isn't just gears and fluid, it runs on code too. Automakers release software updates that smooth out rough shifts, reduce wear, and even boost fuel economy. Skip them, and your transmission keeps working with buggy instructions. That's like forcing a modern laptop to run on floppy disk software. Slow, glitchy, and waiting to crash. The best part? Many of these updates are free at the dealer or included during scheduled service. All it takes is asking. A quick update today can save you from clunky shifts, poor mileage, and a repair bill that makes your jaw drop. Don't let your car get stuck in the past. And while bad code can ruin smooth driving, some drivers ruin it themselves by slamming from reverse to drive while the car's still rolling. Mistake number 21. Shifting from reverse to drive while still moving. Here's one that kills more transmissions than most people realize. Backing out of a parking space and slamming the lever straight into drive before you've stopped isn't saving time. It's grinding your gearbox to death. That harsh jolt you feel is the clutches and parking pole being hit with opposite torque they were never built to handle. Each slam weakens them until one day they give out, leaving you shopping for a rebuild that costs more than your next vacation. The solution couldn't be easier. Always come to a full stop before changing directions. 1 second of patience adds years to your transmission. And if you think that's bad, just wait until you hear what happens when drivers throw their car into park before the wheels stop turning. Mistake number 20. Shifting into park before a full stop. Throwing your car into park while it's still rolling is like slamming a door on your own fingers. That tiny parking pawl in your transmission was designed to hold the car still, not stop it. Force it under motion and you'll hear grinding, feel jerks, and sooner or later, snap. Once it breaks, your car can roll away like it's alive, and the bill to fix it won't be pretty. Worse, the damage doesn't stop there. It spreads stress to gears, mounts, and even the driveline. The cure is simple. Stop the car first, then shift into park. No shortcuts. 1 second of patience keeps thousands in your pocket. But some drivers go from lazy to reckless, launching hard at every green light. Mistake number 19. Repeated hard launches. Slamming the gas from a dead stop feels fun, but your transmission thinks otherwise. Every hard launch slams the torque converter, strains clutches, and twists mounts that were never built for drag racing. Do it often, and you'll feel jerky shifts, smell burnt fluid, and watch your repair bills climb faster than your RPMs. Sure, it's exciting to leave someone in the dust at a stoplight, but that victory costs you thousands down the road. The smarter move? Roll into the throttle smooth and steady. You'll save fuel, protect your gearbox, and still get where you're going just as fast. Remember, racing from every red light doesn't make you a winner. It makes you a paying customer at the transmission shop. And while hammering the gas can cook your gearbox, some drivers skip the basics, killing the engine before even shifting into park. Mistake number 18. Turning off the car before shifting into park. This habit looks harmless, but it's a rolling disaster waiting to happen. Kill the engine while still in drive or neutral, and you've left a 2-ton machine free to creep wherever gravity pulls it. Maybe it's a slow roll into traffic. Maybe it's your bumper kissing a wall. But either way, you're paying, even if your car has modern safety locks that stop the key from coming out. Don't trust them forever. Electronics fail, sensors glitch, and when they do, the damage is real. The smart move? Keep your foot on the brake, shift into park, and then shut the car down. Make it a habit, every single time. It's free insurance against runaway damage, lawsuits, and repair bills. Think about it. Just one lazy moment could cost more than a year's worth of maintenance. And while we're on the topic of cheap insurance, let's talk about the most ignored lifesaver of all, the parking brake. Mistake number 17. Never using the parking brake. Most drivers think sliding the shifter into P locks the car up tight. Wrong. Park depends on a small metal pawl buried inside your transmission. On level ground, it holds without complaint, but on a slope, the full weight of your vehicle, thousands of pounds, rests on that single pin. Over time, it bends, wears down, or even snaps clean. Once that happens, your car won't stay put. It can roll away silently, smashing into traffic, property, or worse, someone walking nearby. And here's the part no one tells you. The stress doesn't just kill the pawl. It spreads to engine mounts, bushings, and the driveline, piling up hidden damage. The solution costs nothing. Pull the parking brake before you release your foot brake. It shares the load, protects your gearbox, and gives you peace of mind. Make it a reflex, not an afterthought. Simple habit, huge payoff. And while we're talking about bad habits, let's look at another one. Resting your hand on the shifter like it's an armrest. Mistake number 16. Resting your hand on the shifter. It feels natural. Left hand on the wheel, right hand resting on the shifter. But that relaxed pose is slowly wrecking your transmission. Every bit of pressure you put on that lever runs straight down into the shift forks and synchronizers. These aren't heavy-duty supports. They're delicate parts designed to move gears, not carry your arm weight. Over time, that tiny constant force causes rough shifts, early wear, and eventually a repair bill big enough to sting. Think of it like leaning on a screen door hinge. It won't break instantly, but it won't last long either. The fix is easy. Use the armrest or keep both hands on the wheel. Your shifter is not furniture, it's a precision tool. And speaking of sitting too long where you shouldn't, let's look at the hidden damage caused by idling in drive for extended periods. Mistake number 15. Idling in drive for too long. Think sitting in drive at a long stop is harmless? Not quite. When your car idles in gear, the torque converter never stops spinning, and that constant motion builds heat inside your transmission fluid. Do it for 30 to 40 minutes in traffic or while waiting in a parking lot, and you're slowly boiling that ATF into useless soup. Hot, thinned-out fluid means weak lubrication, slipping gears, and premature wear. On diesels, it gets worse. Long idling allows raw fuel to wash down into the oil, thinning it until the engine eats itself from the inside. Even gas engines suffer from diluted oil and carbon buildup. The fix is simple. If the wait is short, leave it in drive. If it's longer, shift into park or shut the engine off. A tiny change adds years of life to your drivetrain. And if you want the flip side, habits that extend life instead of stealing it, check out my video on 17 habits to make your car last over 500,000 miles without repairs. Mistake number 14, neutral at stoplights misuse. Some drivers think dropping into neutral at every red light feels like a smart trick to save fuel or give the car a break. Truth is, it does neither. Modern automatics already cut fuel use while idling, so you're not saving a drop. What you are doing is adding wear. Every time you slam it back into drive, the mounts, clutches, and gearbox take the hit. Do it enough, and you'll feel rough clunks, jerks, and eventually face costly repairs. And let's be real, constantly fiddling with the shifter doesn't make you clever, it makes you the busiest driver on the road. The smarter move? Short stops, stay in drive. Long waits, shift into park. Easy, safe, and stress-free. Now, speaking of stress and heat, let's talk about one habit that cooks transmissions fast: shutting the engine off right after a hard drive. Mistake number 13. Turning off right after a hard drive. Here's a guaranteed way to cook your car from the inside out. Drive hard, pull into the driveway, kill the engine immediately, and you've just trapped extreme heat where it does the most damage. Oil circulation stops, coolant flow stops, but the metal is still glowing hot. Turbos suffer the most. They spin over 100,000 RPM, and without oil cooling them, they seize or crack in minutes. Even non-turbo cars take a beating. Gaskets harden, seals shrink, and transmission fluid breaks down faster. The fix is easy. After heavy driving, let the car idle or drive gently for 60 to 90 seconds. This cool down keeps fluids moving and critical parts safe. Skip it, and you're not saving time, you're buying repairs. And if you think overheating is bad, wait until you hear the lie about lifetime transmission fluid. Mistake number 12. Trusting lifetime transmission fluid. If you believe transmission fluid lasts forever, I've got a bridge to sell you. Lifetime fluid is a clever word dealers use to make cars sound low maintenance. Here's the truth. Nothing in your car lasts forever, especially fluid fighting heat, friction, and metal wear every mile. Ignore it, and that so-called lifetime ends with a burnt gearbox and a fat bill. And guess who wins? The dealer, selling you a shiny new transmission you didn't plan for. Don't fall for it. If you tow, crawl in traffic, or drive in hot weather, follow the severe duty schedule, usually every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. A couple of $100 for a fluid change is cheap compared to $4,000 for a rebuild. Spend small now, save big later. Speaking of overlooked maintenance, let's talk about what happens when drivers ignore software updates. Mistake number 11. Ignoring software updates. Your car isn't just gears and fluid, it runs on code too. Automakers release software updates that smooth out rough shifts, reduce wear, and even boost fuel economy. Skip them, and your transmission keeps working with buggy instructions. That's like forcing a modern laptop to run on floppy disk software. Slow, glitchy, and waiting to crash. The best part? Many of these updates are free at the dealer or included during scheduled service. All it takes is asking. A quick update today can save you from clunky shifts, poor mileage, and a repair bill that makes your jaw drop. Don't let your car get stuck in the past. And while bad code can mess with smooth driving, ignoring the warning lights on your dash can do even more damage. Mistake number 10. Ignoring dashboard warning lights. Those glowing lights on your dash aren't decoration, they're lifesavers. The transmission temperature light, oil pressure light, or even the check engine light are warning shots. Ignore them, and what could have been a $50 sensor turns into a $5,000 rebuild. When your transmission overheats, fluid thins out, seals shrink, and clutches slip. Low oil pressure means metal grinding on metal. And if the charging system light is on, your battery could die mid-drive, stranding you with no power steering or brakes. Too many drivers treat these lights like background noise or cover them with tape. That's gambling with your car's future. The fix is easy. Carry a basic OBD2 scanner or stop by a shop at the first sign of trouble. Catching a problem early saves you cash, stress, and time on the side of the road. Don't ignore the car's only way of talking back. It's telling you what's wrong. And speaking of heat warnings, let's move from glowing lights to another silent killer. Mistake number 9. Parking in direct sunlight daily. Leaving your car roasting in the sun every day isn't just uncomfortable, it's mechanical torture. That blazing heat doesn't stop at the dash. It seeps under the hood, drying out seals, thinning transmission fluid, and aging rubber faster than milk in July. Over time, you'll notice sluggish shifts, brittle hoses, faded paint, yellowed headlights, and even cracked tires. The fix is easy. Park in the shade, use a windshield sunshade, or throw a cover on when you can. A $5 sunshade beats a $5,000 repair bill any day. Protecting your car from the sun keeps it newer, longer. If this tip saved you money or made you laugh, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep your car alive together. Mistake number 8. Skipping scheduled transmission services. Too many drivers treat the transmission like it's invincible, until it fails. Skipping fluid changes, filter swaps, and inspections is like never changing the oil in your engine. Over time, heat breaks down ATF, clutches shed material, and tiny metal shavings circulate through the system. That sludge clogs passages, slows shifts, and chews up seals. The result? Delayed engagement, slipping gears, or complete failure. And here's the kicker. Most cars need service every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. Sooner if you tow, sit in traffic, or live in hot climates. The cost? A few $100. The savings? Thousands in avoided repairs. Treat scheduled service as cheap insurance. Now, while neglect quietly kills your gearbox, some drivers gamble with another dangerous habit. Mistake number 7. Coasting in neutral. Downhill. Rolling downhill in neutral feels like a clever way to save gas. Here's the twist: it doesn't. Modern engines already cut fuel when you're slowing in gear, so neutral actually wastes more. Worse, you give up control. Need quick acceleration to dodge a hazard? Too late. You're coasting powerless. Then comes the kicker. Sliding back into drive at speed slams the drivetrain, cooking clutches and stressing mounts. And don't forget the brakes. They wear faster since the engine isn't helping slow you down. The fix is simple. Stay in gear, use gentle braking, and let your car do what it was designed for. If you're still watching at this point, you clearly care about keeping your car alive. Do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe, and let's keep digging into the mistakes drivers don't realize they're making. Mistake number 6. Tailgating and late braking. Ever notice how some drivers glue their bumper to the car in front like it's a tow hitch? That's tailgating, and it's a wallet killer. Riding too close slashes your reaction time, forcing you into panic stops that roast brake pads and overheat rotors. Automatics make it worse because the smooth ride hides how fast you're really closing in. Instead of slamming the pedal at the last second, back off, scan the road, and let momentum slow you naturally. Smooth driving saves brakes, saves fuel, and saves you from insurance hikes after a rear-end crash. And speaking of cold hard costs, let's shift to another mistake drivers overlook. This causes their car to stall during freezing mornings, as the transmission fluid hasn't had time to warm up. Mistake number 5. Not warming up transmission in cold weather. Winter mornings are brutal, not just for you, but for your car. Transmission fluid thickens like syrup when it's cold. This slows down shifting, delays engagement, and makes the gearbox strain to move parts that aren't ready. Jump in, slam it into drive, and you're grinding gears with fluid that can't flow. Keep that up, and you'll wear out seals, clutches, and bearings long before their time. The fix is simple. Start the car, wait 30 to 60 seconds, then drive gently until temps come up. Avoid revving high or forcing quick shifts in those first few minutes. If your car has a block heater, use it. It saves wear and fuel. Think of it like stretching before a workout. Skip it and you're headed for injury. And once the car is warm, don't undo all that care by bolting on flashy performance mods that your automatic was never designed to handle. Mistake number 4. adding unnecessary performance modifications. Everyone loves more power, louder exhaust, big intakes, a quick tune. But here's the truth your mechanic won't sugarcoat. Most automatic transmissions aren't built for those upgrades. Add a hot tune or stiffer shift kit, and you're forcing the gearbox to handle torque it was never engineered for. That stress cooks the clutches, overheats the fluid, and leaves you with a transmission begging for retirement. Even bolt-ons that seem harmless can throw shift timing off, causing jerks and slips. If you want a performance car, buy one designed for it. If not, stick to cosmetic mods, new wheels, a sharp body kit, stuff that won't bankrupt you. Remember, saving face at a stoplight is never worth a $4,000 rebuild. Protect your transmission by keeping upgrades in check. And while mods can break a gearbox from the inside, the outside world can wreck it too, especially when you think it's safe to charge through deep water. Mistake number 3. Driving through deep water. Splashing through floodwater might look cool in movies, but in real life, it's a fast track to transmission failure. Most cars have small vents on the gearbox to release pressure. The problem? Those same vents sit low and suck in water the moment you hit a puddle that's too deep. Once water mixes with transmission fluid, it turns into a milky mess that destroys clutches and seals in hours, not years. Draining the fluid won't undo the damage. It's already eating away at the glue-holding clutch packs together. Unless you drive a serious off-roader with high-mounted vents, avoid water deeper than your ankles. Repairs can run $3,000 to $8,000, and insurance won't always help. And if water isn't cooking your transmission, heavy towing without the right cooler can do the same job even faster. Mistake number 2. Ignoring early warning signs, a faint clunk when shifting, a pause when you press the gas, or a delay going into gear is not normal. These are early warnings from your transmission. Often the fix is simple. Maybe a sensor, a solenoid, or fresh fluid. That might cost a few $100s. Ignore it, and the problem grows until you need a full rebuild or even a new transmission for thousands. The smart move is to act early. Check your fluid, scan for codes, or let a mechanic take it for a short test drive. Catching the problem fast saves money, stress, and keeps your car on the road. And while ignoring small signs inside the car is costly, there's another mistake under your tires: driving with mismatched sizes or tread, especially on AWD vehicles. Mistake number 1. Driving with mismatched tire sizes or tread. This one catches more drivers than you'd think. You blow a tire, replace just one, and think you're fine. Wrong. On an AWD car, even a small difference in tire size or tread depth means one wheel spins faster than the others. That tiny mismatch forces the transmission, differentials, and transfer case to fight each other every mile you drive. The result? Overheated fluid, worn clutches, and driveline parts that fail way before their time. Even on FWD or RWD cars. Uneven tires, stress suspension, and ABS systems. The fix is clear. Always replace tires in sets of 4, or at least in pairs if you're tight on cash. Rotate them regularly to keep tread depth even. A $400 set of tires is cheap compared to a $4,000 transmission rebuild. Don't let something as simple as mismatched rubber tear your car apart. Your wallet and your gearbox will thank you. Protecting your automatic is all about breaking bad habits before they break your wallet. Now that you know the mistakes, take the next step. Watch my video mechanics hate this reset trick. It fixes 99% of car problems for free. You'll thank yourself later.